Hi everyone, this is Carol Ann with Logan's Crafty Mama. This is my Tasty Tuesday for the week, and it's going to be a little different than normal. Instead of cooking an actual meal, I'm going to cook some sugar cookies. The holidays are coming up and stuff, and I know I like to make cookies for my family and to give as gifts, and I'm going to send a bunch to my husband's work and my son's school and stuff. So I'm going to need a big thing of cookies. But with this one, I'm going to try to cut the cookie dough, as sugar cookies, with my Cricut cake and make really cute holiday ones and then icing them with some royal icing. I've never done this before, so this is going to be a first. I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut cake as well as make cookies and all that. I have used my Cricut cake before. I decorated a cake with it. I still haven't got pictures up. I didn't do a video, but I don't have any pictures up yet of it. So, but it does work. I love it. So I'm going to try to cut some cookies. I've heard several people on the Cricut board say that they've done sugar cookies before, so I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm not an expert at this, so what you see is what you're going to get. I may have to edit, but I'm not going to edit anything. You'll still see boo-boos and stuff if I make them. So I'm going to tell you what you need, and we're actually going to make the cookies in this video. And this will be part one, because I know I can't do all this in one part. And then part two, I'll show you how to bake them. Cut them with the Cricut cake. Part 3, I'll bake them, and part 4, I'll ice them. I may be able to cut that into 3 parts. It just depends on how good I am with my Cricut cake in this. So it'll either be a 3 or 4 part. I'll put it up like on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So you can have it all in the same week in case you want to go ahead and start experimenting with it. Because I don't want to do, I know I'm rambling, but I don't want to do 4 parts and then it be almost Christmas before you guys figure out how to do this. So it will be a 3 to 4 part video, but it will go all up in the same week. So just bear with me and YouTube, and we'll get this started. So let's go ahead and learn how to make some sugar cookies. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is, I'm going to try to remember to put the measurements down here in the bottom so you guys don't have to keep asking me. If I forget, I will try to put it all in the description bar. If it's not up right when I get the video up, bear with me, because it does take me a little bit sometimes to get it all together. But I'll hopefully have it by the day. You're going to need 6 cups of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. And I'm not going to, it doesn't say anything about sifting it, so I'm not going to sift it. You're going to need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. You're going to need 2 cups of sugar. This is just the granulated sugar, like you make sweet tea with. You're going to need 2 cups of butter, which is 4 sticks. You don't want it melted. You just want it softened, so I just put it in the microwave for like 15-20 seconds just to get it, or my finger could go through it. And again, this is unsalted butter. I don't know if you need the real thing or not. I just always use butter. If it calls for butter, I use butter. If you want to experiment with margarine, go ahead. But when you're making cookies, sugar cookies at least, you don't want to tweak the recipe too much, because these cookies are the kind that aren't supposed to spread. I know a lot of them you bake and they spread like crazy, but I've read tons of reviews on this, and I know that it doesn't spread when you cook with them unless you kind of tweak something wrong. So, and if they do a little bit, don't come fussing at me. So I use 4 sticks of unsalted butter, and this is just, I get this at my Target. So I can use the whole box. Then you're going to need 2 eggs. I get the large eggs or bigger. I don't eat eggs, like scrambled eggs or nothing. I hate them. I only eat them if they're baked into something. But my husband eats the large eggs, and I hear that you need to use the large or bigger eggs to get it to all stick together. And then, last but not least, you need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You don't have to use vanilla, you can use almond. I don't like. Okay, first of all, I need to tell you all this. I would go ahead and preheat your oven while you're making them to 350 degrees, and I normally let mine preheat for about 30 minutes so it's nice and even where it's supposed to be. This does make 8 dozen cookies. It makes about 3-inch cookies depending on what you do. People use them to make with cookie cutters. I know some people just smash them out in little balls and stuff like that, but I'm going to use my Cricut cake, so I'm not sure how many this is going to make. I just know it makes a bunch. If you do them about 3 inches, it makes about 8 dozen. So be warned. And I think that's everything I need to tell you before I do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and start. What I'm going to need to do is cream my sugar and my butter until it's fluffy. So I'm going to put my sugar in there. So that's 2 cups of sugar. And let me reach over you. Oh, I hope you can't see me. And 2 cups of butter, which is 4 sticks. And I kind of just smush them in half. You're going to do this until it's creamy, which is about 5 minutes or so. So I'm not going to stand here on 5 minutes and do it, but I'm going to show you how to start it. And then we'll go from there. I don't own a KitchenAid mixer. This is just a Sunbeam mixer. I love it. It doesn't cost nowhere near the the KitchenAid kind. I would love a KitchenAid appliance. I may buy one later on down the road, but for right now, this Mama Jama works good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this. I'm going to start on slow, and then go from there. So mix that until it's fluffy. And make sure you got it all mixed together, and then I'll show you what else to do. I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 eggs. Unless you're a pro at cracking eggs, my daddy taught me this. My daddy bakes cakes and stuff. But I always put them in another thing, so if you crack it, and you can be the world's best egg cracker. But if you crack an egg sometimes and you get a piece of shell in there, like if you put it in there, you're going to have fun trying to pick it out. So I always put it in some kind of something so that if I crack it, I know it's in there and I can get it out. So go ahead and add your 2 eggs. And your flavoring, which is, mine is 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So, I'm going to go ahead and mix that up really well. And then we'll attach the, we'll add the other stuff. Okay, in this bowl, I'm just going to mix my dry ingredients. So I'm going to mix my 6 cups of flour in there. And then I'm going to mix my 3 teaspoons of baking powder, which is right here. And then I'm going to mix my 1 teaspoon of salt, which is right there. And then what I'm going to do is mix it all in. You got to make sure you mix it all in a separate bowl. You don't want to attach that yet. So mix it really well so you don't have just full on flour taste. And then you're going to mix this in with your wet ingredients. Don't dump this whole thing in there at once, because you're going to send your machine into overdrive. What I do is I take about a 1/2 cup, a little more, and put it in there and start mixing it like that. And then I add another one. Because I know my poor machine can't take it if you put too much in there at once. It's just going to bog down. And I'm going to take some more. I'm just going to mix it up really well. And you can actually use your hands for this. If you don't like using your hands, my hands are clean. I just do it like this just to make sure that I got it all mixed up. And it looks good to me. Okay, now I'm going to go wash my hands. Let me taste it, make sure it... Some people said that when you make it, it's over floury or over salty. I don't have that issue when it's raw. Sometimes when I cook it, I do. I don't roll this in flour. A lot of people will put flour on their countertops and roll it out. I'm going to show you how I do it so that I don't have to roll it in flour. Because if you roll it in flour, a lot of times it does, when you bake it and you bring it out, it does taste like flour. And I don't want my cookie to taste straight up like flour. So I'm going to go clean up my mess because I got I told you I wasn't joking. My mixer went into overdrive. It's not used to being used till holidays. I'm going to clean my mixer up and everything, because see how dirty it is? And get my mess cleaned up, and then I'm going to show you how I prepare this. So, what I'm going to do is while I'm letting it sit, I'm going to actually pop this into the refrigerator so it can stay cold while I'm cleaning up my mess. I'm going to bundle it up into a, let me show you. Just kind of pat it all together into one big ball. Like that right there. I'm just going to pop that in the refrigerator and let it sit in the refrigerator just for a few minutes. It's not going to take me long to clean this mess up. So let me do that, and then we'll start rolling it out. One quick tip about this, because I do get, I do see on the internet where it says this. When you put it in the refrigerator or you don't touch it, it gets really crumbly. Like that. I mean, you guys can see this crumbliness. Okay. You're going to take a handful of it anyway. Like this. And you see how it just crumbles? All you have to do is take both of your hands and just start kneading it together. Like this. That's all you do. And now look. Once you knead it together a little bit, you know, don't go crazy with it, but now look. It's not crumbly anymore. So if it starts out crumbly like this, don't say, oh, it's just crumbly, I can't use it. This isn't fondant. I mean, if your fondant's like this, then that's a different story I've learned. But if your cookie dough's like this, just start kneading it. I mean, guys, don't throw it out. I saw on the internet where somebody said their cookie dough was crumbly, so they just threw it in the trash. Knead it. That's all you gotta do. Knead it together. Voila. That's your quick tip.